Well, first, thank you for having me. It's great to be with you, and it was really wonderful to see the Prime Minister here in Washington. He's an old friend from my almost 8 years working inside of the administration at the White House with George W. Bush. Had a lot of dealings with the Prime Minister at that time and with his father, President Massoud Barzani. Listen, the Kurds are have been steady, steadfast, reliable, brave, and courageous allies of the United States over the course of a very, very difficult last 30 years for both of us. And yet we've been through a lot together. We've stood side by side. We've succeeded in creating something real, something viable, meaningful in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. And right now it is under real threat that Iraqi federalism that the United States helped build and guarantee is under real threat. So I think to have the Prime Minister of the KRG come here to the United States to alert and inform policymakers, both in our Congress, at the White House, at the State Department, about what is happening in Baghdad, the kinds of pressure that Baghdad and through Baghdad, the Iranians are putting on our real achievement in Iraq, which is the creation of a federal Kurdistan region that's been very successful. I think it was very important for the Prime Minister to come here and remind people of how much we've done together, how much we can do going forward to have an ally like the Kurds in Iraq, and how much it's important that the United States continue to stand by their side and support them in this real struggle that they're now is underway with the Iranian-backed regime in Baghdad. Well, I'm an optimist, so I've got to believe that the United States, when it's got proper information and a proper analysis of what is happening in Baghdad, who has increasing influence in Baghdad is our worst enemies in the region, the Iranian regime in Tehran and its proxy militias throughout Iraq and Syria. Those are the people attacking American troops in Iraq, who are trying to drive America out of the Middle East. And Americans should understand that our only real friends now in this part of the region, world, unfortunately, in Iraq, are in fact the Kurds and the people of the Kurdistan regional area in Iraq. And the United States needs friends in this part of the world who are prepared to stand with it against common adversaries, common enemies, not just to support America politically, but being prepared to put their own skin on the line. Well, obviously, we do have a relationship, first militarily with the Kurdish region and the Kurdish Peshmerga, that we need to figure out a way, how do we maintain that military relationship and how do we enhance that relationship and ensure that our Kurdish friends do have what they need to adequately defend themselves against Iran and against its militias that are attacking the Kurdistan region on a regular basis. The United States also, despite what some people say, continues to have great influence if it wants to exercise it on that regime in Baghdad, particularly tremendous economic influence that we could bring to bear in a much, much greater way. And I think we need to be using that leverage, excuse me, in order to get the Baghdad regime and the federal court of Iraq to really begin backing off the kinds of pressure that they're building on the Kurdistan region to undermine the Iraqi constitution and Iraqi federalism and to undermine American interests in Iraq itself. That's certainly my view. And I think, Americans naturally have sympathy for the Kurds because I think the Kurds have always been sympathetic to America. They want America to succeed. They want American power in their part of the world. They welcome friendship and partnership with America. They want to be part of the modern world and international system. They want to be prosperous and free. And those are all values and interests that the United States shares as well. And we can't do it alone. We need friends. We need friends who have power, who have commitment, who have courage, who have capability, and who share an awful lot of our values. But Americans obviously have a lot of other interests in the world, and there are a lot of other things that are priorities for us, from China to Ukraine to the situation in Gaza. So I think, again, it was so important for the prime minister of the Kurds to come speak for the Kurdish people here in Washington, to speak to some of the most powerful people in the most powerful country in the world, to tell them what the situation is and to remind them of the American interest in having a free, federal, prosperous, and strong Kurdistan as a real asset to the advancement of American interests in the Middle East.